Shalom. This is part 2, giving honor and praise unto Yah, the creator and the maker of heaven and earth. Hebrew Israelites presents Black History, part 2. I'd like to go, brothers and sisters, for a biblical reference now. Let's go in the book of Jeremiah, if we will. Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 1. This has been discussed in other videos and presentations, but concerning this, it's also important concerning this matter right here. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all of the Yehudim, the Jews, the Judites, those of the kingdom of Judah, that dwell in the land of Egypt, which dwell at Migdol, and at Tapanhes, and at Noph, and in the country of Patros, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, you have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, and upon all the cities of Judah, and behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein, because of their wickedness, which they have committed to provoke me to anger, and that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods, which they knew not, neither they, ye, nor your fathers. Howbeit, I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. So what this is talking about right here in Jeremiah chapter 44, it distinctly showing, brothers and sisters, that the word that came from the Most High came upon the house of Israel. As it says in the book of Daniel, chapter 9 and the 11th verse. It says, all the words that is in the curse of the law of Moses have been poured upon us. When you go to Isaiah chapter 9, verse 8, it says, the Most High have sent a word out to Jacob and is lighted upon Israel. So that way we can understand what exactly is going on. The biblical name of our people is Israel. Yisrael, the true house of Israel. So that way we can gain some understanding of what we're talking about and what we're presenting. This right here, this is dated where we read in Jeremiah 44 to the 6th century BCE, after Nebuchadnezzar and his soldier Nebuzaradan actually destroyed the temple in Jerusalem and decimated many of the cities of Judah. That happening in the 6th century BCE. And then the century before that, or should I say the 2 centuries before that, we're speaking about the 8th century BCE, when the Assyrians besieged many of the cities of Judah. And then when we speak about the time before that, we're speaking about the 11th century BCE, the time when Shishak, which some identify as Shishak of Egypt, and some of them identify as Pharaoh Ramses, that when you go in the book of 2nd Chronicles chapter 12, when it speaks about them besieging the land of Jerusalem when Rehoboam was ruling. So Jerusalem was besieged several times. You understand? In the book of Josephus, he gives an account of how many times Jerusalem was besieged by different nations. Sometimes the Israelites of the northern kingdom besieged Jerusalem. You understand? Sometimes the Edomites did. Sometimes the Philistines did. We're going to get into that into other presentations. But getting back to the point and going over Jeremiah 44, emphatically it shows that the children of Israel scattered in what we call today Egypt and Sudan. All right, all of those lands that we mentioned here is in what you call Northeast Africa of today. Okay, so they did not, on their own migration, in their own volition, went over into the European places. Now, yes, there were Israelites during the time of the Greeks and the Romans that was taken over to European places in the Greek Isles and so forth and so on, but they did not go there on their own volition. This is what the book of Joel talks about when it says that you have sold the children of Judah unto the Greeks to remove them far from their border. See, Judah was in Greece. You understand? When I say Judah was in Greece, I'm saying that there were people of the tribe of Judah that was living in Greece, but that was due to the fact of the Hamitic nations that sold the Israelites of the tribe of Judah to the people of the Greeks. That's what that's talking about right there. They did not, in their own volition, for the most part, go over into European places. And here's a quote for that. When people move into a place, one of the first things they ask is, like in today's time, how are the schools for the children? How is the plumbing? How's the electricity? How is the race relations? These are certain questions that people ask when they go into a new place that they're unfamiliar with. Now, the Israelites had no time to sit there and ask the Greeks or the Romans or anybody of that sort, well, how's it over there in Europe? No, the Israelites scattered into places where they can find for security. The book of the Apocrypha and the book of Maccabees talks about that. And the children of Israel fled wherever they can find places of secure. So what that is speaking about is wherever Israel can go, they went. The book of First Kings speaks about how the prophet Elijah went to where Mount Sinai was, where Moses was given the commandments. That right there is in the place that we call, in the country of today called Saudi Arabia. The original people in that area were people of color. Okay, so let that be known and understood. The Israelites, on their own volition, also by commandment, went into other places, and those places were in the continent of what we call today Asia and Africa. They did not, in their own volition, go into other places in Europe. Now, the point in going over that is very emphatic to let it be known. So now let's show another scriptural reference to show the evidence of sort. Let's go into Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. All right, so that way we can gain some understanding of what's being said. It says this, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, 1, and from Egypt, 2, and from Patros, 3, and from Cush, 4, and from Elam, 5, and from Shinar, 6, and from Hamath, 7. This right here just goes to show where the children of Israel scattered. Right? It distinctly says Assyria. All right, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Assyria is north of where the land of Israel was, because you know about the situations we went over in other videos about how Tiglath-Pileser, then you had Shalmaneser, then Sargon, then Sennacherib, and then even Esarhaddon, and so forth and so on, that took Israel captive over to the Assyrian provinces. All right, and from Egypt, we just already spoke about the children of Israel going into Egypt. All right, and from Patros, Patros is what today you call the land of Sudan. All right, and from Cush, Cush is what you call the land of Ethiopia, even of today. So let that be understood. If you see where it's mentioning the places in today's time frame is called the continent of Africa, you see them going Egypt, Patros, Cush. North is in Egypt, Sudan is south of that, and Cush or Ethiopia is south of what you call Sudan. So let that be understood emphatically what's being spoken about. And then it says, and from Elam, that's Iran, and from Shinar, that's Iraq, over what you call the ancient Sumeria, and from Hamath. Hamath is a little south of where Turkey is. So that right there just goes to show you exactly where the children of Israel scattered for the bulk and for the major of them. All right, now let's go into Zephaniah, if we will. The book of the prophet Zephaniah, who prophesied and spoke during the era and time of King Josiah of the tribe of Judah. So that way we can gain some understanding. We are in Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 10. And it says the following. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even a daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. In that day shalt thou not be ashamed of all thy doings, where and thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of the Most High. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Sing, O daughter of Zion, shout, O Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. Yah have taken away thy judgments. He have cast out thine enemy. The king of Israel, even Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil any more. In that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, fear thou not, and to Zion, let not thy hands be slack. Yah Eloheka, the Most High thy King, in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. I will gather them that are sorrowful of the solemn assembly who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth thee. I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At all time I will bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, and I will make you a name and a praise among the people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Most High. So this is talking about, brothers and sisters, emphatically going from back into Zephaniah 3 verse 10. It says that from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. So what is the rivers of Ethiopia? Brothers and sisters, the rivers of Ethiopia we today will call the white and blue Nile. You understand? Because the Nile starts in Ethiopia after it's been colonized, and the other part of the Nile starts in what you call the land of Uganda. So that right there, biblically, is what you call the rivers of Ethiopia. Yah is saying from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia it says what? Shall even the daughter of mine dispersed shall bring mine offering. Then as you read right on, it speaks about who is the daughter of the dispersed in verse 13. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. Verse 14 confirms that, of who that is. Sing, what? O daughter of Zion. Shout, who? O Israel. So who is the daughter of the dispersed beyond the rivers of Ethiopia is the children of Israel. So that's not too hard to figure out. So now if you even looking on a map, brothers and sisters, the rivers of Ethiopia, if you go west, you go into what is called Western Africa. If you go east, you go over to what is called the Indian Ocean. So when it says the daughter of mine dispersed from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, it couldn't have been talking about east of it. It had to have been talking about west of it, where the other land was. That's where some of the tribes of Israel scattered. So it's not too hard to figure out exactly what's being spoken about. The children of Israel scattered into those particular places. All right. So now let that be known and understood. Let us continue on, if we will. We're going to go into part 3 concerning this matter, so that way we can gain some understanding. Shalom. Hebrew Israelites presents Black History, part 2. Shalom. Go to part 3.